So the Bible prophecies tell us about signs and events that we need to be aware of. It also indicates that the church, the household of God, might fall into deception about the teachings of men versus the teachings of God during the time of the end. But it also warns the church to stay awake, to be alert to the signs of the times and the conditions of the organized church. So God says to his church to wake up, or he will come like a thief. So what is it that God is saying through his word, the Holy Scriptures, about the church being asleep at the time of the end, about not being aware of the signs of the times? Is it okay to be asleep about the time of the end? What does God say about it, and why do you suppose it would be so important to him that he warns us repeatedly to stay awake, or he will come to us like a thief in the night? In the New Testament book of Romans, God says this: "The hour has come to wake up, because the day is almost here." The day that God is referring to is the day of the Lord, when Christ returns and establishes his kingdom. Paul wrote to the church in 1 Thessalonians, and he says, "The day of the Lord will come like a thief in the night." But then he said, "But you, brothers, are not asleep, that day should surprise you." So Paul was indicating that the church should be awake, and the day of the Lord would not surprise the church like it would the world. Here in Revelation 3, Christ says, "Wake up. But if you do not wake up, I will come like a thief." Christ is saying, if you don't wake up, I will come to you as I come to the world, like a thief in the night. Christ does not come to his church like a thief in the night, if they're awake. So, are there any indications in Bible prophecy whether the church will be obedient and stay awake, or be disobedient and fall asleep? Yes, unfortunately there is. Matthew 25, in the Olivet Discourse, Christ told this story about the church. The bridegroom was a long time in coming, and he says they all fell asleep before the return of Christ. They all fell asleep. In Revelation 15, Christ says, "Behold, I come like a thief. Blessed is he who stays awake, so that he may not go naked and be shamefully exposed." Behold, I come like a thief. Christ does not come like a thief to his church. He comes like a thief to the world. He comes like a thief to those who are asleep. This warning cautions sleepy time church. This is the time of the end, no time to sleep. We have entered into the time of the end, the period of slightly less than a generation, the last 40 or so years before the return of Christ and the coming kingdom. In this period there will be many signs and events that Christ has warned us about. He also warned us to stay awake so that we would understand the times and be prepared. This is no time for the church to sleep. We must wake up about Bible prophecy and the time of the end.